Welcome to Real Talk Wrestling. I'm your host, Josh. With me, the ultimate baby face here on the show, Chris Koffler. What? No clutch, by the way. No clutch. He called out.
Nope.
It's okay. That's okay. Or did I bench him? Or am I pulling a Tony Khan and not letting him interact with everybody
You're
else?
holding back that. Or is he going to cash in his money in the bank and show up in the middle of the show? We don't know.
No one
All
knows.
things
But,
are on the table.
Clutch, I know that you're on a different time zone and it's probably like 2 a.m. I ask you all the time, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I have no idea what time it is over there. So every single time I get to interact and talk to Clutch live like this, it's always a treat because I know time zones. If it was me, I'd tell me to F off. Like I'm going to sleep. Like, if it was me.
Those ladies, he's got to stay up to do the show. We always appreciate it.
Yes, yeah. So what's going on, Justin? We're here to talk about Absolute. Did I do it? Did I do it good?
You did it. That was good.
Yeah, that was good, right?
You've been practicing, I think.
All day.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about that because I didn't know that happened until the day after because, I did say I was going to watch NXT. Josh is sitting at 0 minutes of NXT this season. 0.
That's it. None.
Which is, it's fine. It's fine because the show sucks.
Oh, man. Say that when Clutch isn't around, huh?
Yeah, you damn right I do. I'm not going to, when Clutch is here, I don't want to get into that argument because I know he'll destroy me in it. I know I'll lose that battle. Yeah. So I'm just like a cowardly heel. I'll say it when he's not here. NXT sucks. So I have to, it does. So I have to watch it now because I'm a big Ricky Starks fan, huge Ricky Starks fan. I've watched that video at least 3 times today, which isn't like, oh, I'm so amazed by his promo because it was pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
But it was cool. And people knew who he was. And people were happy he was there. Are you surprised at all that he went to NXT and not the main roster?
I was actually just about to ask you the same question. And I was a little torn about it, but then after I read something, it made a lot of sense to me. I think he's worthy of going to the main roster. But honestly, I think it's much better for him to go to NXT to maybe tweak some things. But more importantly, right now, if he goes to main roster, what would he be doing? Everyone's building on the WrestleMania storylines fresh out of the Royal Rumble. There wouldn't be a place for him right now. So get your initial pop with him showing up on NXT. Now we know, okay, he is officially done with AEW. And we know his time in WWE starts now. We've been saying it on this show for a year now? Like, he's one of those people that just makes more sense in WWE than he did in AEW. He's got the right personality for it. We've been waiting for it. And now we know, okay, he's there. Let's get through WrestleMania. And then maybe he shows up. Does he show up on Raw after WrestleMania? Might be a little quick, but we know he's coming sooner than later now. So I'm good with the move.
I'm okay with the move too. And you nailed it right on the head. It's just, there's too many stars on the main roster right now. That's not a problem because, it's great having stars top to bottom on your show. I mean, we talked about it with Penta. I mean, where does he fall in line right now? Especially going into WrestleMania, but he's different, right? He's marketable. He's got the face paint with the mask and he's the next luchador. Like I get why he made the main roster. Ricky Starks, think about Ricky Starks right now. And this is not a knock on Ricky Starks at all. I'm going to watch NXT now. God damn it. Sorry, Bobby, but that's another 2 hours of my life. And I'm going to do it for Ricky because I support him and I can't wait till we see Miro back. And we're going to get into that later. Of course, everybody else. But I'm into it. And I think he's going to make major, Justin said it right there. NXT needs his star power and he's going to bring some excitement and some fun to the show. I don't know if he's going to be a baby face or heel. I think he works better as a heel, but we'll see. We'll see what they can do over there in the Performance Center and see what he adds to his repertoire. See if he adds to what already is a great superstar. I think he's going to have all the charisma in the world.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. He's going to be in the major feuds. Like I could easily see him being the star of that show for the next year until he gets his call up. And he's friends with Cody and I don't know if he's friends with Punk or not, but Punk saw something in him because that was one of his biggest, not his biggest because it didn't last long, but that was his first feud over there in Collision.
Yep.
Right. So, I mean, and that's probably a reason why he got benched because he's close with Punk and Tony Khan's petty and everyone that's close with Punk gets buried. And, Ricky Starks met that. So I'm excited. I'll be watching Tuesday. Are you going to be watching Tuesday?
I'll wait until you tell me it's good to start watching. Until then, I'll keep an eye on things. I'll go on after, see what's going on. But, let me ask you this, because I haven't been watching NXT. Are they streaming anywhere, or are they just on TV?
Justin, aren't they on Peacock the next? No, because they're CW. They're probably just TV.
Yeah, then
because they're on the CW.
I won't be able to watch them because Monday, as I told you, I got rid of my TV. I got rid of my TV service. It runs out
Brian
on the
Danielson,
28th.
you got rid of your TV? You just read books and you're a vegan now?
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
The TV service. The 28th is my last day of having a TV service.
The CW app. Is the CW app free? It's got to be free. No one's paying for the CW app. I couldn't imagine someone's paying.
I'm sure it's $4.99 a month.
Yo, speaking of streaming, I don't want to get too much into it. There's ads now on Disney Plus. I don't have Disney Plus. There's ads now on Disney Plus. There's ads. By the way, this only brings it up. I'm glad you brought that up, and I don't want to get too far into this because, as you know, before the show we talked about my home gym, and I'm trying to find weights, in particular bumper plates, 45 plates. Like, weights are the most expensive. When you buy a home gym, accumulating the weight, the plates, the dumbbells, that's the most expensive thing. So I went on OfferUp today. I downloaded it. I don't ever do that kind of stuff. I don't have Facebook, so I can't go on the market. Oh, go on Facebook Market. No, bro. I don't want to hear my friend from high school that is a Trumper that wants to talk about Trump all day. I deleted Facebook long time ago on his first term, and I'm not a Trump hater or lover. Just don't want to hear about it. Done. So I've deleted that shit. So I will not go on Facebook Market. People stop telling me to do it. So I downloaded OfferUp, and there's ads now. How? I'm like, how? I clicked on someone's posting and I asked her a question. Hey, will you sell the barbell separately? And then after I asked this question on this message, I go back and it gave me a freaking ad. And I couldn't skip it. I deleted the app immediately. Like, what the hell? Remember
probably
the
wondering,
good old
she's
days?
probably like, yeah, I got one. And then she's ready to sell. I'm like, where the heck did this guy go?
Any app that has ads immediately gets downloaded from me or deleted.
Yeah, done.
No matter what. I don't care what it is. Yeah. Anyway, besides the fact. That's it.
We want it free, no subscription, and no ads. Well, right?
That's how it was before.
We don't want to pay for it. The developer can figure out their own way to make money. No ads, no subscriptions, no paid add-ons, nothing.
There was a time where you can ship items, right? You can buy something online from California, they could ship it, and then OfferUp probably took a cut from that. Yeah. Now we're adding ads. Who's going to pay the $3.99 for what? What are you getting an OfferUp to get the three? When you buy?
I remember the first time they started adding ads to YouTube. I was so disappointed. Watching a YouTube video, an ad came on. What the hell is this?
I have YouTube. This is way off script, by the way. I have YouTube
way off now.
YouTube Music.
Yeah.
I don't have Spotify. I don't have Amazon Prime. I have Amazon Prime, but not the music. No ads on your YouTube, even on videos. Just if you listen to music and you're a Spotify person and you're really looking forward to that end of the year wrap up. Oh, I listened to Boats and Hoes 800 times this year, and you got to tell all your friends on Instagram. If you really need that, then I guess you got to stick with Spotify. But YouTube Music has the same thing, and it's almost the same price, and you get your YouTube ads off if you log in. Just a quick tip.
Listen, I'm cheaper. I have Pandora, so I pay like half.
There's no way Pandora's still a thing. There is no way Pandora's still a thing.
I've spent too much time investing in customizing my playlist. So, but anyway,
CW app is free. By the way,
it's free. Okay, well then maybe I'll watch it on there. Maybe
going on to
only when you tell me it's good.
I will let you know. I will be watching NXT next week, and I'll be watching for the absolute Ricky Starks. Let us know in the comments below if you're watching this after the live stream, if you're excited for Ricky Starks, if you knew who Ricky Starks was, and if you think he'll keep his name, Ricky Starks. Because they didn't mention his name once. No. Only the fans did. They said they kept on chanting Ricky Starks. The Commentary was like, you know who that is? We know who that is. He didn't say his name.
Yeah, he couldn't. Now, what if he keeps half his name? Which half do you think? Is he going to be like
Starks.
Ricky Storks or Rocky Starks?
This is not the Vince McMahon era, by the way. Although NXT has some terrible names, but this is not. They let Penta keep his name. They let Sean Spears keep his name. They let Ethan Page keep his name.
But is it different in AEW? The contracts they sign where they can walk out with their name as opposed to WWE where they can't walk out with their name.
Every single person from AEW has walked out with their name. Every single person.
That's what I'm saying. With AEW, you can walk out with your name.
Yeah.
But in WWE, when you head out, they're the ones that you can't.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, he should, if he can, just keep his same name. There's no reason to change.
Well, Justin says per Fightful that he's listed as Ricky Starks on NXT. So that's good. I'm excited. I'm so excited. All right.
Yes.
Other departures from AEW, the big names, I'll just list them real quick. Miro and Malachi Black. So Miro is interesting. Again, we just brought it up. When AEW was grabbing all this talent, right? Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Are we worried about the same thing? Because we just brought it up. There's about 10 legit main event stars spanning SmackDown and Raw, from CM Punk to even Jey Uso now, obviously, right?
Yep.
When Miro comes back, if Miro comes back, where does he fit? See, it's the same problem, Chris. Where does he fit in? How could he fit in?
There's nowhere. There's nowhere to fit in right now. They're too packed. Like, because if you watch, I mean, you need to have an upper card and you need to have your mid card guys, and then you might have some lower card people that are off on your, like, what is it, Saturday night show or whatever, or pre-show. But you got to have a good mix of main stars and mid card people, because if everyone's a main star, no one really looks important if everybody's a star, right? So with that said, like, you look at the show right now and you don't see consistently like a lot of wasted time on matches that shouldn't be there. So most of it not every match is going to make sense, but most of them seem to make sense. Like, they're building stories. It's people that should be on the card. Remember, that was kind of our gripe as we were, well, for me, finishing up watching AEW for a while. I'm like, why am I watching Jericho versus this other guy on a one-off match every single week? It feels like this is time that can be used to. We don't have that over here. So I don't know where he fits in right now, which stinks because I really like Miro. I'm a huge Miro fan. I was there chanting Rusev Day whenever that was the thing. And so he can get over organically, but I don't know where he fits right now. Same thing with Malachi Black. I don't know where he goes.
Malachi is definitely coming to WWE. 10,000%. 10,000. I will bet my house that Malachi Black is going to be in WWE again. But I don't know if he'll be Malachi or Alistair. There's all those rumors, unless people are, just reading into things, where Chad Gable says he's going to go to find a luchador or whatever, dark arts. Everyone thinks it's Malachi. Everyone thinks it's Malachi and Chad Gable, which would be awesome. I'm down for that. That'd be cool, right?
So is he the one that they debut or re-debut everyone against? First, he was looking for a luchador to fight, and we all knew where that was going.
No, I think he's going to be a team with Malachi. He joins.
He's going to be on his team.
It takes down Penta. Yeah, so Penta versus Malachi. Let's get it going. Zero Fear versus the Demon Guy.
Versus the Demon Guy, but not the one Demon Guy. The other.
Some people don't like it. DSG says, "Nah." Well, you know what? DSG, that's fine. It's fine, because when you're wrong, which you will be, and Malachi Black gives that roundhouse kick to whoever he does it to, you're gonna be like, "This is awesome. Malachi's back." And they already made cuts. They cut Authors of Pain, which nobody cared about. They cut that old dude, Paul, nobody cared about. They cut Sonya Deville, nobody cared about. They already made cuts. Yeah. They're making cuts to bringing guys in or people in. No more in the chat, guys. No more. Because Malachi Black is a star, and you'll see. Look at what the Hounds of Hell are doing at AEW right now. They already lost their first match. How is that, by the way? Can we get into that real quick before we move on to our next subject, our next topic?
Let's hear it.
You don't know AEW. You're not watching, but I'm watching.
Yeah,
I
I had
think
to stop.
AEW is a car wreck that you cannot avoid. You have to watch this disaster. You have to. So they spent weeks. All right, you don't need Malachi. Pretty much saying that. We're not saying it, but Adam Copeland, Jamie Hayter, Will Ospreay, all three of those people told their opponent, you don't need Malachi pretty much. You guys are going to be awesome by yourselves. Their debut match. Who do you think they first off fought, and who do you think they beat? Like, no, okay, I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a fucking hint. Sorry, Bobby. I'm really upset now. You build these guys up, the Hounds of Hell. Buddy Matthews is super over. Brody King is mega over. People want him to be over. He is. Brody King's a star over there. Like, they love him. The crowd is into him. I am too. I like Brody King. They lose to Takeshita and Don Callis family person. I don't know who the other person was. Probably it was the guy. But yeah, you're doing this right. You're doing this right. But why does Tony Khan do this? He brings in Bobby Lashley. He faces him against Swerve, who's just coming off of a loss. Neither of them can afford to lose. No one can afford to lose. Someone loses. Same thing here. You're building up this new tag team. They can't afford to lose. They can't lose yet. They're new. They're getting hyped up by Cope. They're getting hyped up by Jamie Hayter. Then they lose. And then Buddy Matthews goes against Okada, by the way, in Australia. Do you think he's going to win that match? No. Nope. So you're telling me, Buddy, why?
No one knows what Tony's doing anymore. That's why I couldn't watch anymore. It was getting so hard to push through an episode. And I was a fan on day one.
You know these people, DS. You better chill. Brody King is a stud. And then who's the other guy? Buddy Matthews. Yeah, you know Buddy Murphy. He's married to Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
You know those people. You know these people. You might not know Takeshita or God, what's it? I don't even know this other guy's name. Who's the guy who shaved his head? Kyle Fletcher. You probably don't know him. You should. He's awesome. He's good. He's great.
He's good. But WWE fans wouldn't know who that is.
That's okay. It's all right. It's okay. So no more AEW talk tonight. Maybe. I got a lot of talk. I have so much to talk about AEW. What a freaking! You know what? Let's get into it because we are. Australia. Australia.
Did you ever find out? Is it a pay-per-view? Is it a Saturday Night Collision? What is it?
I don't think it's a Saturday Night Collision, but I don't think the people that are going know what's going on. I don't know. I've been hearing a lot of rumors of the worst part of it is the prices they had to pay, and there's no refunds. And they moved it. Did you hear about this? They moved it from a stadium to an arena or a very small venue. And the people that bought floor seats, because, floor seats in a stadium, you could sit in the floor forever, right? And you have good seats or whatever. Random relocation. So the people that bought $750 worth of tickets on the floor, they could be in the 300 level. They could be in the corner. They could be front row. They could be in the 200s. They don't know. Well, I'm sure they know now because the show's like tomorrow or something. But what I'm getting at is they spent a ton of money and got relocated, but they can't sell the stadium show out. The arena show's not even sold out. So now there's buy one, get one free tickets. Now people are getting tickets for like super mega cheap. Imagine you spent $750 and you're sitting next to fucking Joe Blow over here that spent $20. And you can't get a refund. You can't do anything.
That's crazy that they had to change venues and you cannot get a refund. Like that sucks. There's no other way to put it. That's terrible. But that's crazy to think they're doing buy one, get one free tickets to try and sell it out. Like literally the two companies like switched from like 3 years ago. Because remember when WWE was doing that for like every pay-per-view? They had to they'd sell so many tickets and then they'd switch to the BOGO format to try and get a few more out. And it was like every show they started having to do that. Every one of them was like, okay, you just know in the last 2 weeks, just buy your tickets in and you're getting BOGO tickets.
Yeah. It used to be, Raw's coming to town? Okay, I'll walk up. Now you can't. There's no way.
No.
You better buy tickets the day they come out, or you're buying secondary tickets.
Look,
That's just the way it is now.
I understand completely with Vince gone and Triple H running it. This is exactly the way we always thought it was going to go. It was going to get so much more popular. But I was so excited to have two legitimate companies. Like, why did one of them need to take the role of the company that just is floundering? Like, why couldn't we have two legitimate companies at the same exact time? We
Yin
had
and yang,
one.
man.
Yeah, it's annoying.
So do you think Tony? Because beating Vince in anything, especially booking or storytelling, that's like beating my kid in Super Smash Bros. Like, I could do that. Anyone can do that. Keisha could do that. Keisha literally does that. She's never played a video game in her life. Within 2 games, because she didn't know the controls, she's whooping Finley in Smash Bros. Right? Because you're an adult, you can figure it out. He's just a kid.
Yeah.
So beating Vince is like beating a kid. Anyone, he's one of the worst bookers that ever lived. Period.
Yep.
Now you're going against Triple H. Now you're just not gonna win because Triple H is on the level. Triple H, here's the difference. He did it. He was a wrestler. He understands the psychology. He knows how to work a crowd. He's one of the great. It's not like Billy Gunn took over WWE. It's not like Tozawa took over.
There
WWE.
we go. I was waiting for it.
A legit Hall of Fame, best in the world, one of the best of all time, took over, and he knows how to get a crowd reaction. He knows how to get someone over. He knows how to tell stories.
Yeah.
Tony used to do this. Tony did this in WWE Universe mode. Tony did this on message boards. Tony Khan did this in his head. Tony Khan did this like what we're doing. If my daddy was rich too, I would see if he could buy me a wrestling company. I really would.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably be terrible at it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'd probably be terrible at it. But I'd still do it. And that's Tony Khan right now. He's terrible at it.
But it's one thing if like he started it up and it never went anywhere and it was bad from day one and he just couldn't figure it out. But like he had it figured out. He had the formula.
He didn't have it figured out. He didn't. Let me
somehow it was going right for a while, and I don't understand.
I can break it down for you. Let me talk at you. Let me talk to you. Right? Yeah. So when you have Vince and everyone's tired of watching Raw, everyone's tired of watching SmackDown. Yes, we're gonna flock to the new product.
Mm-hmm.
It always happens, right? When let's go back. Like if you go to the same brewery over and over and over and over again, and there's a new one that opens down the road, Magnanimous opens up. We're gonna go flock over there for a little bit and see what's going on. But at the end of the day, we're all going back to Angry Chair. We're all going back to Hidden Springs. Not that they're bad. Not that that place is bad. This is not even real life because Magnanimous is awesome. But what I'm saying is like everyone's going to go back to the norm. It's just the way it is. It doesn't help that the norm got 10 million times better. Yeah. And on top of that, Tony Khan managing people. It was good before they had star power. Yes, they had Cody Rhodes. Yes, they had the Bucks and Kenny Omega. But let's face it, nobody in America cared about the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. They did a little bit, and their stories were awesome. I'm not discounting their stories at all. But once you got in Adam Cole, once you got in William Regal and Jon Moxley and all these people, all these megastars, right? And they all want to do their own thing. And Tony Khan doesn't know how to manage people or manage a book or doesn't. Then it all goes out of control because you have Adam Copeland wanting to do this. You have Malachi Black wanting to do this. You have Chris Jericho needing to do this. You have MJ, and he doesn't know how to say no to. CM Punk wants to do that. Jack Perry wants to use real glass. He doesn't know how to manage people. So what happens is you have Cope going, oh, I'm going to do a suicide dive and do all these crazy things, and it's going to be the best match ever, 5-star. And then you have fucking Max Caster. I'm going to put on. No, Max Caster, you're not a superstar like Cope. Don't do the same moves. Don't do the same. Don't do the same shit. You're a mid-card guy. Work a mid-card match, right? Like, does that make any kind of sense? So everything just seems
it does. Then that would
out
make
of
sense.
Control.
Yeah. Why, if you're just listening to everybody, I think also in the beginning when you had, think of what it was kind of founded on too. They had all the indie wrestlers. You had a couple of stars, stars to lead the way, and then it was a bunch of indie people, and everyone at the time was just happy to be there. For some of them, it was getting another chance at a spotlight. For people like Mox, who went over early, it was to go somewhere that was away from Vince.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone was just happy to be there. And yeah, that's probably what it is that him signing people left, right, and center. Now you got too many big stars. Excuse me. You got too many big stars that you all got to listen to. And maybe that's why the show feels so scrambled now. It just feels like it doesn't have direction because everything's going in its own direction now. It's not as cohesive as it once was.
Just like a football team, right? If you have a head coach that's aloof and doesn't know how to control people, like if Phil Jackson didn't know how to handle, that's basketball, by the way, guys. If Phil Jackson didn't know how to handle the Lakers or the Bulls, right? Kobe and Shaq, all that, they would have been a disaster. It would have been like
too many big
Shaq doing this thing. Yeah. So I think that's what's happening is Tony doesn't know how to handle these people. And so instead of being a boss and being the booker, he does what I do with my problems, right? Like, I don't want to file taxes this year. I had to pay $3,500 last year. I don't want to do that again. So you know what I'm doing? I'm not worried about it. It's in my email. I'll get to it when I get to it. I throw it away. I throw my problems away. I don't think about them until IRS is sending me a letter saying they're going to seize my stuff. Then I'm like, oh shit. But for real though, like you, and that's what he's doing. Oh, Miro, you have a problem with my book? Go away. I'll pay you to go away. Ricky Starks, go away. I'll pay you to go away.
Yeah.
That's the kind of person he is. Instead of actually being a man or a human or a person or a woman, trying to be politically correct here, a person of power, a person of authority, in speaking to these people, go, no. I know you want to do the Rocky 3 finish, John, but that's a stupid ass idea. This is what we're going to do instead. Instead, he's like, sure, do it. I don't want to deal with it. And that makes other talent upset. And that makes your show not make zero sense.
Yeah,
look at the guy who just came back to wrestle Ospreay, Mark Davis. You don't know this because you don't watch Dynamite. Mark Davis was a good guy for a little bit. He was fighting against the Don Callis family. Last time we saw Mark Davis, he was fighting against, and Justin, correct me if I'm wrong. Mark Davis was fighting against Don Callis. Dynamite this week or last week, whatever fuck week it was. Sorry, Bobby. Don Callis has a special opponent for you, Will Ospreay. It's Mark Davis. What? What is happening? So that's the kind of stuff that's going on. I just don't understand it. Hey, remember when Lance Archer got sold and traded for the Luchadors? Where's Jake Roberts? Where are these people? What happened?
I have no idea. Someone else came backstage with a louder voice and said they wanted some match, and that's done. We're done there for now.
The only thing that makes sense right now on Dynamite, the only thing is the Hurt Syndicate. That's it.
No.
That's it. That's the only thing. And correct me if I'm wrong, Justin, or DS if you watch. Oh, Jake's sick. Well, that's why he got the Luchadors to help him out. Like, I don't understand, because why would you do that? Just say, hey, Jake is retiring or whatever. Lance Archer is now a free agent. It is what it is. But yeah, the only thing that makes sense on this show is Bobby Lashley, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin. Nothing else makes really sense.
Yeah, everything else is a mess.
Hey, last time we saw Kenny Omega, although he's on the show every week. I don't know. I thought Okada and the Young Bucks and Jack Perry took him out and tried to kill him. Kenny Omega comes back. Why isn't he upset? Why? You guys try to kill nothing.
Doesn't care.
Nothing.
It's got no beef with them.
No. Maybe because they're not there. Okada's there. You came out with the belt and gave him the belt. Yeah. That was it.
Did you see? I saw, this is just off topic from what you're talking about, but just how the show's looking rough. I saw a clip on Twitter right before we started the show. I think of Dynamite from this past week with Copeland and Moxley. I guess they're in a feud right now.
Yeah. Australia, they're doing a tag match. It's with Cope and Jay White versus the Rough Riders, whoever.
So you had Copeland coming from here and then going out through a door.
Who? Hold on, who?
Cope.
Okay. Gotcha.
whatever. Coat coming from here in an open room and walking out the door. And as he's walking out the door from right here, comes Moxley and hits him over the head with a chair. So like he was like looking at him and then turned towards the door to walk out, and then he came out and blindsided him with a chair.
Sneak attack, Chris. He was hiding behind a door.
Sneak attack? No, he wasn't.
He was
literally out in the
He was
open.
doing the Batista move. If you stand real still,
yeah, they don't notice.
Nobody can see me.
It's kind of like, I know what it is. I mean, part of it's just with wrestling. It's always like with a kid. Like when a kid plays hide and seek, and they'll cover their eyes and they can't see you, so they think you can't see them. If the person's not on camera, the wrestler who is on camera can't see beyond the camera view. That's it. They can only see right here. Like if someone was right here, I wouldn't be able to see them. They could just hit me from right here.
Yeah. It's the best.
But it was like, I know that's the thing in wrestling, but it was extra bad.
Yeah.
Like it was really, really bad.
It's, that's just a thing in wrestling, and it's whatever, but it's really, WWE stopped doing it. If you watch WWE segments, it's fluid, right? You got Sami Zayn having a conversation with Seth Rollins, and then Seth Rollins, like that, whatever. They're having a conversation. Sami's like, you know what? I don't need this right now. Peace out. So Sami walks away. The camera follows him. Someone doesn't just pop in, right? But Seth's standing there. He's texting on his phone a little bit. He looks upset. He walks away. End scene for Seth. Sami's still walking, runs into Jey Uso. Hey, Jay, what's up? Like, it's fluid. It makes sense. It's not like, hey, I'm going to have a conversation with Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins. And yeah, man, that Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble, man. I got to go find Jey Uso. He's my best friend. I got to go say congratulations. And then within a millisecond, yeah, what up, Oos? It's like, bro, you were standing there the whole time?
In your bright orange shirt, and no one noticed you? You said you got to go look for me? Yeah, they used to do the same thing. But like I said, the two companies, they've switched. Everything that they were doing, it seems like they switched. And I will say this, speaking about the good, but let's talk about some good. And with Raw, and one of the things I noticed, and I was just sitting there thinking about this as I was watching Raw over the last 2 weeks. You remember one of my biggest gripes? I said earthquake cam. I could not stand the earthquake, shaking the cam and zoom in, zoom out, cut. Yeah, that's what it was like watching Raw. And now I'm like watching it, and like their introduction, and they got the drone going, and like they're cut, like everything seems more cinematic now and less like over dramatized. Like, because Vince was camera cut, shake the camera now to make it seem like a more intense punch. I'm like, I'd get dizzy watching their matches. And now the camera work is so much more fluid. That's all the more reason. I told you when it got better, I would watch, and now here I am watching it.
Yeah, you actually watch more Raw than me this week, so let's get into that. Yes, wrestlers have bad vision, bad eyesight, and when you're on the top rope, by the way, wrestling 101. If you're on the top rope about to do a move, or if you have the upper hand and are about to win the match, if anyone's music plays, you must stand still and look at the stage and go, and then get rolled up. You have to do it
every time. And one other thing that you have to accept in the wrestling world, you can get hit with 6 finishers in the middle of the match and still get up just fine and keep going. But if you get hit with one punch before or after the bell, it is 100 times more effective than 6 finishers between the bells.
Yes. For example, Tozawa, he got hit from behind.
Just a quick little clubbing over the head. What did he think
was going to happen in the Royal Rumble?
You went down like a sack of bricks. Someone clubbed you over the head once, and you went down like a sack of bricks. But next time he's in a match, let's see someone punches him once, and what does he do? He just, okay, I'm going to punch you back now. He's going to run around for a while.
No, you know what? That was a bad example.
Yeah, it's not the best. But that's the way it is. You get hit outside of the ring before, or you get hit anywhere before or after the bell.
Yeah. Well, it's like
most effective move in wrestling. It is the most effective move in wrestling.
2 weeks ago, Io Sky got jumped by Liv Morgan, right?
Yep.
She's like, oh, but I just saw her put on a banger tag team match on Raw this week. She got done way worse. Got up just fine.
Could you imagine just once if inside from bell to bell, someone gets hit one time over the head and like they're just done?
Ric Flair. Ric Flair's last match. Or was he just sleeping on the side? I don't know.
He's probably just asleep.
Oh my gosh. So Raw happened this week. It was good. I enjoyed it. I did not watch Dynamite this week, guys. Just to let you guys know, but we're talking about Raw this week.
Mm-hmm.
You told me to watch the main event, which was Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio. You said it was going to be all of Botchamania.
It's
All of it.
just that they could just roll that match.
Nash and Hogan, right? Hogan hit him one time. Boom. Nash fell.
That's what it looks like. Yeah. outside of the bells, that's what everything looks like.
Yes.
But yeah, so did you watch the main event?
No.
Chris, need to watch it.
I know.
But
so
even if you don't watch the whole thing, watch like the first 3 to 5 minutes. Turn it off after that. They did get better, but not great. But watch the first 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay,
please.
Right.
Just I want you to see, like, it was so weird because I think they're both good wrestlers. And that was one of the worst matches that I've watched in a while. So out of sync. I couldn't figure out what they were doing. They would both go to do some move where they like roll around on the mat or something, but they would do it at like the same time. And at first I'm like, oh, are they doing one of these like they know each other real well back and forth? And I realized I'm like, oh no, they're just super out of sync right now. Like everything they're trying to do, they keep messing up. Ray had to keep like almost stopping the match and just like push him up against and, get real close, and you could see him talking. And then like you could see Ray giving, how we kind of know about it. So we kind of know to look for it a little bit. I feel like someone who's even an amateur wrestling fan would have seen all the times that Ray was giving direction. It was so obvious. It was worse than, who was it you complained about in AEW was doing that?
Can't remember. I can't.
But you remember you were saying like they were out. So was it Moxley or something? He was out of the ring and he was like,
it was Moxley going to Nick Jackson. Yeah.
10 times worse. This match was so much worse. Please watch it.
I want to clear some things up. DSG label. I do watch WWE. It's just this week I've been a little bit busy. All right. But I will watch it. I did watch the first half of. I actually texted Chris. Me and Chris text about WWE now, which is really weird.
Yeah.
Really weird.
You told me that a year ago, and I said no, there's no chance.
But
Josh was busy. Josh was busy shopping. He had a lot of online shopping to do.
I've been doing a lot of shopping. I got a home gym now. I'm getting shredded, right? Just like Charlotte Flair. All right, I'm just gonna make my comeback, which that's a whole different show. If you want to hear me break down Charlotte Flair, Saturday night with me and Bobby. I promise you. And you want to know why? When I was on my little jog tonight, when I was doing my little exercising, I was listening to Do Not Judge Me, Justin, or DSG, or you. I was listening to a little bit of Wrestling Observer Radio. I was listening to a little bit of
That's fine.
A little bit of Dave Meltzer.
I wanted to say some embarrassing band or something.
It is embarrassing to listen to Wrestling Observer. That's embarrassing. But I wanted to get some before the show. I wanted to hear a little bit of news if it's something I missed, right? And I feel like they say news. So they played a Charlotte Flair press conference, why she came back, and this is before she got booed out of the arena at Raw. This was after Rumble. All I will say is, we don't want you here. Those aren't boos like, boo, we like you, but you're a heel. Those are boos of, we don't want you. So stop telling us you're coming back for us because we don't want you. More on that Saturday night. We don't want you. But other than that, Raw in all, I watched the first half, was very entertaining. Very good. I just haven't got to the second half yet. I do want to watch that Logan Paul match because I think it's important that we watch all of the Elimination Chamber qualifying matches. I want to see who gets in. I'm actually entertained by this whole idea because back when Vince, it was just like, you're in. Now we're having qualifying matches. I think that's great. I think it's awesome. I'm curious, now that you're watching the product, do you have some kind of eye or a favorite for the Elimination Chamber men's side yet? Or do you think the person that's going to win it is not in it yet?
Well, let me pull up and see who all we have in there at this point. Make sure I have everybody, because I know Cena's in there.
Yep, John Cena.
I know CM Punk is in there.
Yep, CM Punk.
I know which person won the match on Raw, but I think you do too.
Logan Paul, yep.
I mean, we knew that going in, right?
Yep.
And Drew McIntyre. That was the other one.
And Drew McIntyre, yeah. So do you think the winner is in it? Because we still have, what, 2 more spots left? Yeah, 2 more spots left.
2 more spots left. And on this show, I don't know how far you got into. Was it this show or was it last show? Whenever Jay announced which title he was going for. Did you see that yet?
Yeah, that was the opening segment. He did the yeet thing for 45 minutes, and then Gunther came out and did that.
Yeah,
Hit a kid
there
with
you
a
go.
jacket. And then you didn't hear about that? He hit a kid in the face with a jacket, and that kid
Oh
got
yeah, I
hurt.
saw that. I rewinded it and I had to watch it again. I was like, geez, like he chucked that thing as hard as he could.
Yep. So then I think Jimmy Uso is going to be one of the people in the chamber match. I don't know if he has a qualifying match or not. Does he, Justin, DSG? But I don't know who the other person is, Chris. Who's the other match? What's the other matchup?
I don't know who's left, but as you pointed out, so we always knew whoever went through the chamber was going to be they were going to go after Cody's belt, is how we were going to get whoever's going through the chamber. So Cena, is he really considered on SmackDown, or is he just everywhere like normal? He's everywhere, right?
He's a free agent, Chris. He doesn't draw a paycheck. He hasn't been drafted.
Wild card.
No, it's called transfer window.
It's not the transfer portal. It's wild card. Come on. We heard them say that 100 times.
No, now it's the transfer portal, Chris. That's the new term for it. I promise you. The transfer window. And it was supposed to be closed, but it remains open. But
it remains open. It's like the wild card. There are no rules to it.
There are no rules. But John Cena's, the guest already said he's starting to think it's going to be Cena, and he said yuck.
I would think because Punk's on Raw, right?
Yep. Punk's on Raw.
Drew.
SmackDown. Move to SmackDown.
And then the other one was who did we just say?
Logan Paul on Raw.
Yeah, Logan Paul on Raw. So I mean, so far you only have Drew as a SmackDown person. So I would say whoever's going to win it is whoever's going to win Elimination Chamber. Yeah, might not be in it yet. Because I mean, who do you have winning? I guess Drew so far would be the leading person.
I mean,
but I could see maybe.
So here's my thing, and I'm going to ask you.
I could see him and CM Punk getting into something and getting distracted and causing themselves to lose because they lose focus or something, right? With their rivalry in there. So I don't think it'll be them. I don't know about Cena. Do they want to go for the 17th one? Because then, I don't know. Maybe they have him go for it. I don't rule out Cena yet because I think he's going to focus on wrestling this year, being that he knows now it's his last year. So I could see them putting it there, but I don't know. It just would feel weird to take it off Cody to put it on Cena. Like, I feel like it would kind of bring it down a little bit. Bring down Cody's run a little bit, you know? Like, oh, thanks for, you had your big story, but there's kind of somebody bigger here, so just give it up and we're going to move it now.
What if it's someone who's not on the show yet? What if it's someone that's not been on the show in a long time? What if it's a babyface and he turns heel and we all want it? What if it's Randy Orton?
Yeah.
Would you be into?
Do you think he would actually, if he won the match, let's say he comes in, he qualifies, he wins, would you want to see him go over as champion, or is that one of those ones where you'd rather just see Cody retain?
Oh, Cody's retaining. Cody's not losing the title at WrestleMania.
Okay, you think whoever.
Yeah.
So he's going to have a win there. He's also going to defend it at least once at WrestleMania.
Yeah, no matter who we wrestle, Cena, Orton, doesn't matter to me. Punk, I think Cody's going to win it. Now, if I had my choice of who I want to win, I'm leaning towards CM Punk because I think CM Punk versus Cody is the marquee matchup to me. That's the match I'd rather see the most. Remember, Chris, and this is a long time ago. It was back when I used to drive to your house to do this show. When Cody Rhodes did his last promo, his very last promo on Dynamite television about saying, "Oh, he's teasing being in the Royal Rumble." He was teasing about, Tony sent me a contract, but it wasn't the contract I wanted. We didn't understand it at the time, but that was referencing to his money and how he wants to get paid. Mm-hmm. I was saying back then, CM Punk and Cody is because he even said, "Oh, CM Punk didn't invent this. I invented the Forbidden Door. I'm the one who did everything CM Punk said he was going to do."
Mm-hmm.
And I was leaning towards, because I didn't know Cody was going to leave. I was leaning towards it's going to be Cody and Punk the next big feud, and that's going to be awesome. And I think they're going to do that here. I think I could easily see that being the main event of WrestleMania. I could easily see it being CM Punk versus Cody. Then we get all that promo talk. We get the promo of him going, "You left here and you said you were going to do this and that, and you didn't do shit. I did it all. I did everything that you wanted to do. I have already main event of WrestleMania." I think that's the feud. I think that is the money match. I think that is the main event. I think that should be the main event.
So, I mean, if they're definitely not going to move the belt, you would know better because you shifted over to watching it sooner. You keep up with SmackDown a little more. I think that's your biggest money feud right there for sure. Cody and Punk is your biggest, but then that I feel like pretty much all but seals the fact that, like you said, Cody's definitely going to retain then. So as long as
not necessarily, I could easily see them putting the title on Punk.
So they put the SmackDown title on a Raw guy though.
It doesn't, Chris. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like if you win the Chamber, it's always been like that. Even before the wild card, if you win the Rumble, you can pick whoever you want, and you're just on that show if you win. It's always been that way.
Yeah, but I'm saying the Raw side, or well, the belt that Gunther had, it's Gunther and Jay. They're already both on Raw. You put CM Punk up.
Okay,
so
well look at Charlotte right now. Look at Charlotte right now. She could pick whoever she wants, and she'll be on that show if she wins that title. But if not, she goes back to her show she's drafted on. So if CM Punk, it's always been that way. I know you haven't watched in a while. It's always been that way. So if you win the Rumble or whatever, you could pick who you want to wrestle.
He's just going to become a SmackDown guy then.
Yeah. So if Jay would have picked Cody and Jay beats Cody, Jay's a SmackDown guy now. That's just the way it is. That's how they do it. That's how they
go to where. Okay.
But I don't see them take. But I don't see that, and that's the thing, though. That's why I don't. But they're both like Cody's on Raw. Like I don't see CM Punk beating Cody and going on SmackDown and be on USA Network again because he's a Netflix guy. Netflix wants him. Netflix is a bigger show.
Oh, so I'm sure that was a big part of the sell. They were going to get CM Punk in the deal,
and that's why I'm so shocked that Gunther and Jey Uso are Raw guys still. Because let's be honest, and no disrespect to Jey Uso, he's the most. I texted you. I was looking at Jey Uso shirts, and I legit
thinking about buying one.
Yeah, that's a shoot, brother. I was gonna buy one. I hate Jey Uso. I don't hate him, but I'm turning around on Jey Uso. Right? I used to call him mid card Jey Uso, but I'm turning around. I love it. I love his intro. I'm not against the Yeet anymore. That being said, I'm surprised. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you love how we start now every show with at least 10 minutes of yeeting, or is it too much?
It's gonna be too much. It's gonna be too much. So, Orange Cassidy opens the show. It was awesome, but week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7, week 8, week 9,
week 27, week 28,
it got old. So I do think that if they keep on doing the same thing, like the first night, when they asked for the music one more time, that was organic. That was awesome. That was great. He did it again. I'm like, you didn't need to do that. You didn't need to do that. You did it once. We're good. We're good, Oos.
There were some people that were saying one more time, but
yeah, but you don't need to give it to him every time.
You don't pander to him every time and give it to make it feel special that one time that your first time coming out after your big Rumble win.
He could have made a joke like, "Yo, dog, I'm already blowing up. Yo, dog, I'm already out of breath. I can't do this." So he could have done something to avoid it, but
or just taking the mic and started talking. So
something like that. So, yeah, something like that. But I do like it. I think it's cool. I'm into it. It gets the whole crowd ready. It's just like putting a hot match at the very beginning of the show. Everyone's into it right away.
Yeah.
So I'm into that. But back to Cody. Guys,
back to Cody.
And then we're going to log off. I promise. You guys can go without. You can do whatever you were doing before the show. I promise I won't keep you long. I'll keep it short. So, Cody. I do think it's a possibility it's Randy Orton because he was eyeballing that title and he could be upset. He could have some kind of gripe. Cody, you didn't visit me in the hospital. Yada, yada, whatever. Who knows? I don't know. Do you know? No one knows. We don't know what we thought CM Punk was winning the Rumble. Nobody picked Jey Uso, right? So we don't know shit. We don't know anything. We think they're going one way, they go the other way. So it could be easily Randy Orton. Could be. Could be Cena. I don't think it is, because I think Cena's going a different direction. I think it's going to be Cena and Logan Paul. I think that's the direction they're going. It's got to be CM Punk. It's got to be CM Punk. It has to be CM Punk. If not, but I don't know. That's just my match. That's the match I want the most. Maybe I'm being selfish.
But hey, that's what's good about WWE right now. We don't know for sure. We didn't see Jey Uso coming, and we can't definitively pinpoint one person right now who's going to win that match. You can make a case for a few different people. And that's good. Yeah. That makes it more exciting going into it, not knowing exactly. Sometimes it's good to go in and see where the story's pointing, but sometimes it's nice to not know what's happening.
Like if you look at it, we're looking at Drew and Priest, which could be a thing. That could be interesting, because remember, Damian Priest beat Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania last year for the title after CM Punk did that. So that could be a story right there. That's fine. That could be a good story. Seth Rollins and Roman. I think it's going to be Seth and Roman. I think that's the match. We saw the double foot stomp. He put him out. Yep. That's the match. Okay, so now, therefore, Drew's not going to fight Punk. Seth isn't going to fight Punk. Seth has been chirping a lot about Cena, by the way. I don't know if anyone's noticed that. That could easily be a singles match, Cena and Punk. Because every time CM Punk brings somebody up, it's always Cena. It's always Cena. So that could be a match. But I don't think it's possible, because I do think Cena's going to go after Logan Paul. I think that's the match. Because it's WrestleMania, celebrities, like...
Yeah, that would make sense.
It makes sense. And I think this leads it to CM Punk versus Cody. I think that's the match. I think that's it.
It would be a big moneymaker for sure. It would draw a lot of eyes.
It would. And Cody's going to get exposed. And I'm not that I'm here for it, because I'm a big Cody guy. I love Cody.
Are you? Oh, yeah, that's right. You are a Cody crybaby now.
I mean, I like when he's heel, but we'll see if that happens eventually. Like, who's going to be heel in this feud? Who are the fans going to pick? That's what I'm interested in. Who are the fans going to pick when it's CM Punk and Cody? That's going to be the most interesting thing to me.
Yeah. I think they would pick CM Punk out of the two.
I don't know. I think we'll have Cody crybabies, and I think we'll have CM Punk people. Yeah. I don't know. But Punk needs his Mania moment. DSG, I will say this. I thought that too. But at a certain point in your life, and I can't speak for CM Punk at all, you let things go. You do. And you realize you don't need the main event. You don't need this. It's not my time anymore. I'm not saying he's there. I don't know what's in his head. But maybe he's over this whole main eventing thing. Maybe he's done with that. Maybe he's happy where he's at. I don't know. I don't think he deserves... walking out of your company and being on for 10 years and then going to the competition and talking shit about your company and then crawling back to the same company you talk shit about just because you got fired. I don't know if he deserves it. I know he's earned it. But I don't think he deserves it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Just saying. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up tonight. It's been an awesome conversation. I'm so glad you're finally into pro wrestling again, Chris. Welcome back to the pro wrestling bandwagon. I know you used to watch that little clown show on Wednesday nights. I understand. I still do.
You still do? I watched it when it was good and maybe a little beyond.
I watch it in a way. You know what's funny is I watch AEW now because I never stopped watching Raw. You know that. I would tune in from time to time. So I watch AEW like I do Raw. I don't watch the matches. I skip to the end. I see the finish. I'll watch the promos. I make fun of them. I laugh. I cry. Go watch Dustin Rhodes' promo on MJF, though. I will say that.
If you send it to me, I will watch it.
I will leave it at that. Justin could probably vouch for me. Dustin Rhodes destroyed MJF. And it was actually really good. So I will leave you with that. I will send you that YouTube clip. It doesn't have as much views as Ricky Starks. He's at 750,000.
Yep, he's got a lot.
Jon Moxley, though, he's a close second with 35,000. Jon Moxley's a close second to Ricky Starks in the YouTube views, but we'll see. He might get there. Ricky Starks does have a day earlier on Moxley, so you never know. But we're gonna wrap it. We're gonna wrap it up. We'll be back next week talking everything about pro wrestling. I think that the Australia show's this weekend. We might be watching that. I don't know where we could watch it. Don't know if it's going to be on TV. Don't know anything about it, but I'm stoked for it, bruv.
It'll be good.
Peace out, guys.